Silver's on the scene. It is Sunday, March 9, 2025. It's in the afternoon here in Atlanta, Georgia on March 9, 2025. And we have sprang forward. Hope everyone moved their clocks ahead an hour. And the great news with that is we will now receive an extra hour of daylight. And when it comes to searching for Sebastian Rogers, we need every extra hour of daylight we can get. I go back to my last search, which was around a month or so ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I would have loved to have that extra hour then. And I go back to like October, September searching for Sebastian, and it was getting dark at 4:30. Okay, so now we're going to have minimum of an hour and upwards as many as 3 hours more daylight to search, and that search will be happening soon over the course of the next couple of weeks. Back, boots on the ground. Sebastian Rogers, gone from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. $347,000 reward. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 photos of Sebastian Rogers. Different looks, different smiles, glasses. And this is so we can keep his awareness alive. And if he is out there still with us alive and well, as we hope, we all hope he is, and someone sees him, call 911. Call 911. And Sebastian, if for some reason you find yourself seeing this video, if you for some reason you walk by a TV, you walk by a computer, and you hear and you see your face up here, you say your name, please. Just simply walk up to somebody and say, "Hi, I'm Sebastian Rogers. Help me, please." Gone, ladies and gentlemen, 377 days. As of today, March 9, 2025, say his name. It is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And Sebastian, if you're listening, if you can hear this, say your name to anyone who will listen. Gone 377 days, missing from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, somewhere between 7 p.m. February 25th, 2024 to 6 a.m. February 26th, 2024. 1 year, 1 week, 4 days. Way too long. Let's let there be no distraction in finding Sebastian. And the goal is simple. Bring him home. Either way, bring him home. Before we jump into my thoughts and theories, know this is the disclaimer on the wall, that this is for informational purposes only. You'll find this in the description on my channel, not to be taken as fact, because it's my opinion. What we just mentioned is fact. We know Sebastian's been gone this long. Please enjoy this video, and thank you for your support. I'll refer back to this because I'm going to jump into some theories as we go through this particular video that has a lot of information in it. But we know this to be the case. Gone 377 days, 1 year, 1 week, 4 days. And we know we need to bring him home. So say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. You see something, you say something, simply call 911. Okay, so what is our goal? It's always been the same thing. It's been bring him home. Plain, simple, no questions about it. Bring him home. One mission. One mission. And in doing this, there's several creators out there that's what they focus on. That's what they focus on. I'm not even going to get into conversations of the ones who throw that distraction in. I'll just say it at that and leave that. I don't want to worry about that. Okay? If you want to be successful in life and you want to realize your dreams and goals, you keep a focus on your objective. And our objective is really simple. Bring him home. So as I'm boots on the ground in the woods or wherever I'm searching, as I'm making this video as I am tonight, as I'm doing anything, researching and trying to find out what happened to Sebastian Rogers so we can bring him home, things may come at me. I call these distractions. They bounce off of Silver's on the scene because we're not going to allow it. It's that plain and simple. Okay? Just as focused as we are on finding Sebastian, just as focused as we are on not allowing any of that into our existence. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So that one mission, several creators are doing that. They're focused on what is it that happened to Sebastian Rogers and where is he? So that leads me to the thumbnail. This is what you clicked on, right? A lot of information here, almost too busy, you would think, but let's just go through it and see. Sebastian Rogers, flashlight video security camera. You'll see two photos, one dark, one lit up. Setting off the lights. Thank you, mob crew. We'll come right back to that. Gone 377 days. Where is Sebastian Rogers? So thank you, mob crew. If you haven't subscribed and you haven't been watching Chris with the mob crew, you have to. Now, when I threw up a few videos ago about different creators I watch and where I get information on Sebastian Rogers and all the research and hard work they're doing, Chris is at the top of that list. The mob crew is at the top of that list. You see the little prayer hands there as thank you, Chris. Because what I'm going to share with you today is something I did that I didn't even realize I had done when Chris discovered something he recently discovered. So this video I'm going to share with you and clips from it of my video back in October, which I believe helped lead Chris to where he was on his overlays and how he's worked so diligently on the 3 a.m. flashlight, right? The infamous 3 a.m. flashlight video. And so Chris emailed me just yesterday. I'm going to email him back, but I want to make this video because he really got me jazzed up, and it's exciting in so many different categories that I was able to contribute to something that I verify what my channel is, right? My channel is, let's do this right here real quick. Let's do this right here. Silver's on the scene, right? It's Silver's on the scene because that's what we do. We get on the scene, okay? And that's how I came up with that name, because once you get there, you can see things. And we've been through the neighborhood several different times. Did not realize 4 months later with something that Chris found that I actually was able to verify his findings with something I did 4 months ago. And that's the power of community. That's the power of saying his name. And that's the power of keeping his awareness alive, right? That's the power of that. This is what we're talking about. So thank you, Chris. And we'll get into that more, what Chris discovered and what he's doing. And I just had to give that great shout out there because it's just amazing. It just feels great. So Chris, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. And I'll be emailing you back very soon. And then the last piece of this, once we get through the lights and show you what happened there, then I have this. And was KP alone in her car that morning? You could also ask, was she really looking for Sebastian? Because we know she said, and he's already, and he's already, and he's already. Allegedly, he's already gone, in my opinion. But was she alone in that car that morning? So let's jump right in. And as we do this, say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Gone 377 days. Sebastian, if you hear this and you see someone, you say your name. Hi, I am Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Okay, so this is my video from, it's called Sebastian Rogers Nighttime Drive by his home to see how dark it is there. This was back in, I believe I say October 9th in the video. So back in October, I was in town, of course, to do some searching and in the hotel that night. And I go, wait a second, we've never driven by the neighborhood at night. I hear there's no street lights. I hear it's dark. Once again, being on scene, seeing what could happen. I think we did this around 10:30 or so, 10 to 10:30 at night. Silvers 2 is driving, and I'm doing the video. So what I'm saying here is Chris from the mob crew discovered security light coming on, and it illuminates the cars in the driveway, something we had missed. Everyone had missed on this, and he discovered it. Way to go, Chris. And then I think what led to the email to me is he discovered my video here where I happened to be there at night, and I actually set the lights off. Okay, so 4 months ago, I validated or proved something that he just discovered 4 months later, just recently. And it's amazing. So it's almost like saying, hey, I need to get somebody out there to do a drive-by and see if it happened. But it had already happened. Okay, so let's watch this and we'll see what we're talking about. So at this point, and you can catch it's in my videos. I'm not going to put the link, but Sebastian Rogers Nighttime Drive-By his home. It was about 4 months ago, back in October. Silvers 2 is driving. I'm doing the video. And I'll just say this before I start. You'll notice that when there's no lights on a home, it is so dark. No street lights here. The only lights you're going to find in this house come from, like you see here, a garage light, maybe a porch light, if a house has a light on inside, or the lights from the car. As you can see, we're not really even illuminating the homes, just the street. If you cut those lights off, completely pitch black. So we'll start here. Let's just watch it through once, and then we'll back it up and repeat it and highlight these points. Here we go. Right about here, okay, slow down, babe. Right here, look how dark that is. That is supposedly, allegedly, where someone came out with the flashlights. The car would be parked here, and they would be bringing. Now that house right there, we're on a turn, so take a slow turn, babe. This would be turning on to Stafford where the car supposedly made the turn here, and then it would slow down. Can you roll your window down, babe? Pull on up some. Cool. And that would be the house. They just had something lined up. Keep on going. That's the house with the security cam. Okay, let's go. You can roll your window back up. And then look how dark it is, ladies and gentlemen. If we cut the lights off, it would be, of our car, it would be so dark. Here are the lights. You see them. Those are the two lights you see. Okay, we'll stop right here. And this part here is just extra. I didn't really highlight it in the thumbnail, but when people are talking about those lights and how Chris, thank you again, Chris. I'm just a huge fan of your channel, and I think you do great work. And so, for you to give me credit and thanks, it really makes me feel good. And more so that it's just we're coming together for Sebastian. But these lights here, when I first realized that, I believe that's where the lights were coming from. You can see how the garage doors have inlets, if you call them, little windows, if you call them. And there's video out there of me saying that night this home must have had their inside garage lights on, and that's what we were seeing. And so as I did one of my daytime drive-bys, I realized, it just clicked on me one day after I'd already published that video, of going, no, they have lights over. It's interesting, they're kind of over the columns. You see, they're like in between the doors, okay, versus being right over the doors. But that's them. So if you back up, right, and then I came back out and I made the video that said, hey, I was wrong on that. It would be so dark. I was wrong on that they're actually lights. And that makes more sense because who would have their garage lights on at 3 a.m. and inside the home? And then right here you can see these trees too. That's why it's distorted. Those trees are in the way, right? And I'm much closer than what the security cam would be. But as I pause here too, look how dark it is over here. So this is where all the action happened, right? Allegedly, in my opinion. So Chris, I believe, even saw the daytime video where and that set his foundation, as he says, for his overlays, which have been amazing and paint a very clear picture to us what happened. So let's go back to right here. So there's a couple things I want to highlight. Let's go back to right here. Okay. Right here, look how dark that is. That is supposedly... Okay, so this is the house directly behind. They share the backyard with Sebastian. A lot of videos, Chris did a lot of videos about that footage behind the house. Then this is that gap. Right here's the common area. These are actually those two lights we just saw. Those are actually those two lights. That's how bright they are. And as we go forward, you'll see, where you see those even better. But Sebastian's home's directly behind here. So this is the path, allegedly, they came. Look how dark it is. It's so dark. Okay. If you take off this front porch light and this light, which as you can see, we haven't triggered it. It's just on, right? I don't know if they were on that night, but if they're not, super dark. I mean, it would be hard to see anything with them being off. So then as you come on through,
one came out with the flashlights. The car would be parked here.
two homes that are on the corner. This is Kellen. Our car is on, and this is Stafford. Two homes that are on the corner. The one where the car pulls up beside it, and then the one, as many say, has the video that I fully believe, allegedly, in my opinion, is going to make this case blow open. I'll take a moment to say, allegedly, in my opinion, I believe law enforcement has just about everything they need, except for Sebastian himself. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be out there searching for him. Okay, so that's the goal. Bring him home, the mission, right? Bring him home. We bring him home, a lot of people can rest easy, rest better, have some closure, and we can move forward with getting him justice. Okay? So, what I want to note here, and I want to note some of these things, and we'll just play it again, and maybe a couple more times let you see, and you can always go watch it for yourself. But you can see here, and this is part of the thumbnail, there is no light on. Okay, this is the home, all the cars, the boat. That is the flashlight video. This is where it's coming from. The house beside it is really lit. They have no garage light here. I don't know if they have one, have it off, or don't have it on, or don't have one at all. So what Chris discovered is you can see in the video that security camera has a floodlight, if you will, has a light attached to it that's motion activated. So he's been saying the car activated the light. He shows in his video. Go watch his video. Just go to the mob crew. You'll find it real easily. And he's been noting that. And it never, Chris, I watch you all the time. And so I'm sitting there and I never once recalled, well, 4 months ago, I remember we set that off. So you can see it's dark. It's dark right here. So I want you to watch two things, right? You'll see me turn and say it activated. But look to, well, we'll just play it and you'll see. Let's see, because I'll have to show you this.
Be bringing now that house right there. We're on turns. Take a slow turn.
See, now lots of people, our lights are, they have their garage. It looks like their garage light is on. But it's dark. Look how dark the driveway is. Look how dark it is here. We know this is where allegedly the vehicle that took Sebastian away allegedly is right there. So even so, how much more dark it is. So let's keep going.
This would be turning on to Stafford where the car supposedly made the turn here.
Okay, you can see right now. You can see the light. The security camera. It's right here. You can see it. Still dark, very dark right here. Now, as we take this turn, I want you to look to the right-hand side because this is the best way you can see when it activates. There is a truck in the driveway of this home that we just passed, off to the right. I'll pause it when it happens, and you'll see it illuminate when we trigger this. Now, realize we're in our car, okay? And we're in our car, and it's when we take the full turn, it happens. Just exactly where we believe the car is and where Mob Crew's done all his research that it's right here. So watch this.
And then it would slow down. Can you roll your window down, babe?
Okay, stop here. See this truck? You see the back of this truck is lit from its own garage floodlight, but the side of it is completely dark. You see how dark it is here, only being illuminated by our lights from our car. Watch this.
Pull on up some.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Watch this.
Roll your window down, babe. Pull.
Watch.
Up some.
Look. You see that? You see it? That's how much light it casts. That's the other thing. Okay? It really throws a lot of light there. And I believe Chris said this once in one of his videos. Can you imagine? You're thinking, allegedly, in our opinion, sneaking someone out, putting them into the car for whatever the reasons, and boom. I mean, that thing lit up. It lit this truck up. Okay, and now watch.
Cool. And that would be the house. They just had something light up.
They just had something light up. Okay, I say it.
Pulling up some. Cool. And that would.
They just had. So, remember, go back. As we're taking the turn, look at this.
And they would be bringing. Now that house right there, we're on turns. Take a slow turn.
Okay, so our lights have getting it. Nothing's on. Okay.
This would be turning on the Stafford where the car
so
supposedly made the turn here. And then it was slow down. Can you roll your window down, babe?
This truck, completely dark, okay, in the driveway across the street, across Stafford. We're now on Stafford. It lights up. Do you see that? Let's do it back. Let's go back.
And that would. This would be turning on the Stafford where the car supposedly made the turn here. And then it was slow down. Can you roll your window down, babe? Pulling up some.
And there it is. I can't catch it. I'm a little off. I'm a little slow on my reaction.
Slow down. Can you roll your window down, babe? Pulling up some.
And there it is. And it lights up. And then I continue on.
Cool. And that would be the house.
And there it is. We triggered that light. So great job, Chris, with the mob crew. Great job of, you can see how it lights up. This car here, this Challenger or Charger, is always there. It's like that's whoever they are. They decided this car is going to always park here. It's always there. Lights up, lights up. Look how illuminated the driveway is. It does everything they want it to do because they don't have a garage light here for whatever reason. So if someone steps in here or comes by the road, and that car triggered it and triggered that light to go off. Isn't that amazing, right? And great job for Chris to catch it. And sometime this past week he caught it and put it in a video, and it's amazing. And then he discovers that we triggered it with our car. We triggered it. So I'm going to play it one more time just through. We're not going to say anything. Just see what you think, and then we'll move on to the question about Katie. So there we go.
Right about here. Okay, slow down, babe. Right here, look how dark that is. That is supposedly, allegedly, where someone came out with the flashlights. The car would be parked here, and they would be bringing. Now that house right there, we're on turns. Take a slow turn, babe. This would be turning on the Stafford where the car supposedly made the turn here. And then it was slow down. Can you roll your window down, babe? Pulling up some. Cool. And that would be the house. They just had something light up. Keep on going. That's the house with the security cam. Okay, let's go. You can roll your window back up. And then look how dark it is, ladies and gentlemen. If we cut the lights off, it would be, of our car, it would be so dark. Here are the lights. You see them. Those are the two lights you see from the house that sits right by Sebastian's house. Okay, you can go a little faster, babe. Thank you. And so now we're coming by Sebastian's house right here. And the sign still is, there's Sebastian's house.
Okay. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at it for yourself. Nighttime drive by his home. See how dark it is there. Here's the thing. And this is, I'm smiling. You can't see me. I'm not up there. But I'm smiling. I'll tell you why I'm smiling. Because sometimes, and these creators, these other creators, they know what I'm talking about without me. They know. Sometimes you go out, you get out in the field, you make a video, you do all these different things, right, to try to help solve this case. To do what? To help bring Sebastian home. Say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. You do these things, you research, you do work like the mob crew, like all these other creators that are just, really doing great stuff. You do all this work. And in this case, you'll hear me say, and I'll go and I'll show that, but we accomplished what we wanted to. Really was just to see how dark it was. I wasn't going to get out and do any measurements or do any tricks. I wasn't looking to activate security lights. I actually thought, and let's just go play this, and then we'll talk about it. So you'll see here when, let's see,
going across the road there. Want to see it for myself, and so of course I'm here. I'm in Hendersonville. We're going to do some searching over the next couple of days, but I wanted to see where Silver's on the scene, and you'll see headlights hitting me when it gets. When you're going to investigate and trying to find out information, especially about this missing child, Sebastian Rogers, who is now gone 224 to probably 6 times now by the home, never gone at night. So we were able to do what? We were able to see how dark it is, especially behind the home. We were able to see, I thought interested in where the security camera footage is. As soon as we took the turn and stopped our car, floodlight came on. And I don't think that floodlight was there or was set to come on back when Sebastian went missing.
Okay, so that's that. So I was conscious of it, that it came on. You hear me say it in the video, but when I recap here, what I'm saying is I did not. I simply thought that 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 things change. There's a missing child, 377 days. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. There's a missing child from this neighborhood. So back in February 24, February 25th and 26th of February 24 to October when I did this video, maybe they changed something. Maybe they changed footage, security cameras. Maybe they added the lights. That's, you hear me say it clearly. That's what I thought happened. And then you fast forward 4 months later, and another creator's doing work, and they discover this, and then it matches up to something that I did when I went driving through that neighborhood. It was, how dark is it? Show people how dark it is. See how, if that was the plan, allegedly, in my opinion, if that was a plan, or even if it wasn't a plan, it was spur of the moment. Do it at nighttime. Come out the back of the house. Sneak around in the dark so no one sees you. Not expecting this light to go off. That was the goal, and we accomplished that goal. And then to find out that this is going to have relevance 4 months down the road when another creator, thank you Mob Crew, when another creator discovers this, triggered by a car, and it's like, oh, let's send a car out and see if it'll trigger. You don't need to. Here's my video. Okay, it's going to trigger. A car comes down Stafford, turns onto Stafford, it's going to be triggered. And the positive news is we're not seeing the full video, right? We're seeing a screen record from a phone or a video from a phone of it. So I'm so excited. I believe Ellie has a lot of information. Okay, so once again, thank you, Mob Crew. Thank you so much, all creators. This is a great example of how maybe you're thinking about putting a video out there. Maybe you're thinking about, this is my thoughts. These are my thoughts. This is a research I came out with. I went out to the scene. I drove through the neighborhood. I went searching for Sebastian. I went over to the market. I went and did. Post it, because it could, you could capture something that solves the case. You could capture something that solves the case. And something that, along with another creator's work, boom, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. So that's how you keep this awareness live. That's what you do. So post things. If you have a theory, get it out there. Get it out there, social media. So jumping into the next thing that's on, and I almost did another video on this, and maybe we can follow up. If you have, your theories, we can talk about it. But so where is Sebastian Rogers? That's the big thing. Gone 377 days. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian, you hear this, you go say your name. Walk up to somebody, son, and say, I am Sebastian Rogers. Please help me. And if that happens to you, 911. Let's bring him home. It's real simple. Bring him home. One mission. So I thought about this too. And it deals with this same night. Of course, in my opinion, this was 3 a.m. So 3 hours later, I got to thinking about this. And this goes back to where my last video with Katie, Proudfoot, mother of Sebastian, biological mother of Sebastian, and how she's spoke out. Took 8 days, up to about 20 days. Then was randomly on some podcast with her husband's stepfather of Sebastian, Chris Proudfoot, where he takes over all the conversations. Then she got quiet for all those almost 300 days. Came back out on the year anniversary, and we've analyzed that video. Here's my point of all this. Katie's unstable, in my opinion. Disclaimer on the wall. In my opinion, Katie is unstable and unsure when she does when she does interviews. Okay? That 8 days, in my opinion, was time for her to calm down from what she witnessed. I hate to say, in my theory, but what she witnessed or did with her own hands on the early morning hours, if not the late hours, I think somewhere between 9 or 10 p.m. to maybe this removing from the home, in my opinion, 3 a.m. Just say 9 to 3, something bad happened. Okay, just like Crime Time Buzz and Chris mentioned it on the Mob Crew. It's bad, it's really bad. Something bad happened in that home. Accident, not accident. Planned on removing, something went wrong. No plans of anything, something bad. In Silver's on the scene opinion, something went bad happened in that home that night. And as I sit here looking at his face, and as I sit here looking at all these photos of him, and I've seen the Roadhouse video that Dog has released again so we can analyze it more and see stuff that maybe we missed as they slow it down. He didn't deserve this. Something bad happened to him, in my opinion, allegedly. So it got me thinking, and it led me to this question. We've seen these interviews where Chris basically sits there, in my opinion, guiding her through. We know that, allegedly, Chris's mother, Mama Socks, was at the home when from Seth's own words, when he got there. When did she get there? Anyway, let me sum it up with all this. Think about this. Takes Katie 8 days to come out and do an interview. She's still shaky as she can be doing it. She's still shaky a year later, looking up if he could hear. In my opinion, meaning she believes he's already gone. He's already gone. She knows, in my opinion. And that was I don't even call it a slip. It was just her saying, she would be talking like if we knew already. If we knew, right? And she looks up, believing he's in heaven, in my opinion. So if she's still shaky a year later and was very shaky 8 days and has been shaky on all tops, I keep thinking about her tapping her finger, 1, 2, 3, and I ran home. I drove home. All these different things. Can you imagine? Let's just take the theory now. And for Seth, if you're listening, and other family members, if you're listening, I know this is tough what I'm about to say, but from everything I've researched and seen, something bad happened in that house. And unfortunately, in my opinion, I don't think Sebastian, he made it out being carried out, in my opinion. He made it out unalive, in my opinion. So think about this for a minute. If she's shaky 8 days later, she's shaky 20 days later, she's shaky a year later, can you imagine, especially if this was an accident, how shaky she was that night? So, I ask you this. When she went back home, allegedly, in my opinion, from this 3 o'clock, ran back home, was she alone? I don't think she would have been. Could she be trusted, if you will, with whoever's involved here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Could they trust that she could go back to the home by herself? Because she's got 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hours before she has to make the scene, has to report him missing. So in my opinion, I believe someone was with her. And in my opinion, since there's rumors, and I still don't know if this is true or not, but since there's quote unquote rumors that Mama Socks was seen over at the storage building or at the washrooms area around 5:30 in the morning or 6 or whatever time, did she come to help with the removal? Did she, Mama Socks? In my opinion, disclaimer on the wall, follow me here. Did she come to help bring Sebastian out of the house? And most importantly, did she come to sit with Katie for those 3 hours? 6 o'clock happens. We start the scene. We start the going through the motions. Calling Chris, getting everything going, leading up to calling three-way call to sheriffs, not calling 911, leading all the way up to that car coming out of the garage and doing a drive over a mile, which loops right back through the Warshoms. Was she alone? Was Katie alone in that car? Or was she removing Mama Socks from the house? Was Mama Socks laying down in the car? She backs out. She does the drive. I'm quote unquote looking for my son, but he's already. She says her own words, lead me to believe he's already gone. And was Mama Socks seen over there after Katie dropped her off to her car? Because I believe they live, double-digit miles away. So what would she be doing there? If she was, allegedly, I don't know. I've never really researched that. But it got me thinking, the reason the question came up, was she alone in the car that morning, is because I don't think they would have, any bit of mother that may have witnessed their son pass through accident or whatever may have happened, to be shaken and to be covering it up, and to be so shaky as we've seen her over this last year, could she be trusted to be there by herself? Did someone go back to the house with her that came out of that car? So the car pulls up. You got a couple of people in it, maybe 3. 2 go in, 3 come out with him. One of those goes back with her. The other 2 go in the car to take him wherever he is, which leads to, where is Sebastian Rogers? So think about that. Let me know what you think. Was she alone in the car? Could she have been not looking for Sebastian when she did the quick drive around for 10 minutes, but actually taking someone out of the home? Think about it. Let me know what you think. And that's it. Thanks again, Mob Crew. Flashlight, video security cam, setting off the lights, out there on the scene. Gone 377 days is Sebastian Rogers. What we have to do is simple when it comes to saying his name. It's the least you can do. I don't care if you're 4,000 miles away, say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Mission, bring him home. Simple. One mission. It's not being so simple because we can't find him. Where is Sebastian Rogers? We'll be back out, boots on the ground, with more daylight to search. Say his name, keep his awareness alive. I believe we will find him. And I think as soon as we do, the get justice will come swift. Have you seen me? $347,000 reward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 photos here. Share this flyer. If you need it, email me, silversonthescene@yahoo.com. silversonthescene@yahoo.com, and I'll email you back with a copy of the flyer. And there's been some questions on the cement in my last search. Maybe I'll do my next video on that. I haven't had a chance to get out myself. Someone was supposedly going to go. Maybe we can discuss that. I haven't heard back from them. So if they're listening, can you give me an update? And as always, thank you for all the compliments. Thank you for everything. Where is Sebastian Rogers? One mission. Bring him home. Say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Have a great week. Stay tuned More to come.